Welcome back to the channel, guys. Thanks so much for being here, clicking on this video as always, and joining me as we dive back into the Wizarding world. I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend, by the way. It is in fact Sunday. Thanks so much for being here, taking time out of your day to continue to support the content and the channel. I really do appreciate that. And before we get going on today's video, I do want to say a massive happy birthday to my own mum. It is indeed her birthday today. She turns 59 years old. And if you guys remember the video I put out the other day regarding Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling's birthday, I did say that my mum looks similar to J.K. Rowling and is around about the same age. So J.K. Rowling's just had her birthday. It's now today my mum's birthday. My mum's turning 59. J.K. Rowling turned 61. So yeah, similar in age. They look the same. And their birthday's around about the same time of the year. So they have a lot in common. But yeah, so my mum's off doing a nature hike down the local forest. So I hope she's having a lot of fun. And we're going to be here talking about Harry Potter. But yeah, just wanted to say happy birthday to her on the video. But anyway, let's dive into this. So up first, from Wizards Rest, this is my official X Twitter account. Do come over and join me here, guys, if you are on the X platform. So as a Ravenclaw myself, I really hope the common room is in the upcoming Harry Potter HBO series looks similar to the Hogwarts Legacy game design. It's absolutely stunning. And I'm sure a lot of you out there who are watching this, I'm sure you've played Hogwarts Legacy by now. And some of the designs in the game, when it comes to the common rooms, they're absolutely stunningly incredible to look at. I mean, sometimes I just throw the game on and like I'll just literally put my character into one of the common rooms and I leave the game sort of running in the background on my computer, and it acts as a really nice kind of screensaver. And it just the vibe, the chill, you know, of being in the common rooms in that game is just really nice. And I hope, I pray and I hope that the designs for the common rooms look very similar in the upcoming HBO series. So let's just go through a couple of them here. So obviously, as a Ravenclaw myself, we're going to start off with the Ravenclaw common room. So you've got the kind of the bedroom here. You can see the different beds here, the different layers of the beds. We've got the cupboards, we've got desks, we've got these beautiful kind of star design kind of curtains that go across the bed as well. Really, really nice. Then we've got the main sort of common room here. It's very open and spacious. You've got different chairs and tables and things to sit on. And yeah, just absolutely beautiful. I love the blue. Then we've got the kind of the upper floor here. Again, very spacious. We've got chairs. We've got a piano. We've got tables. We've got books, all that kind of stuff. You've got a balcony where you can look down to the lower level. And I love this kind of dome in the ceiling, where it's got the kind of, it's got a lot of natural light coming in through this dome on the ceiling, which is beautiful, and all the kind of windows around the edge as well. And this is what I love the most, this gigantic kind of, I'm not even sure what the term of the artwork is, but I mean, like, just the giant eagle, kind of art nouveau, if you like. I think that's the right term, of the this massive eagle up on the wall. It looks beautiful. And then we've got the blue kind of table, where it's got this kind of crack design, this kind of like geometric crack design. Beautiful kind of couches, and yeah, just really, really stunning. And if we just go down here as well, we've got the Hufflepuff one. So Hufflepuff one, it's got all the plants hanging from the ceiling. It's got like mahogany wood design. Obviously, Hufflepuff's associated with the plants and all that kind of stuff. And then we move across to the Slytherin, where it's kind of underwater. You've got these giant windows where you've got the water on the outside. And then you've got a lot more kind of, you've got plants, and you've got seating areas and all that kind of stuff. But the fact that it's underwater is such a vibe. I love that. The Slytherin common room is one of my favorites. And then we've got the Gryffindor one. A lot of reds, a lot of browns. Giant windows again, and we've got seating areas and mahogany kind of wood as well. But yeah, just, you know, very, very different in their designs, but they're really chill, really amazing. And I really do hope again that the upcoming HBO series takes some sort of inspiration, if not very, very similar. But what do you guys think? Have you played Hogwarts Legacy? Do you enjoy the designs of the common rooms in that game? And like me, do you hope that to some degree, whether it's in part or whether it's kind of a very, very closely mimicking the designs, do you hope that the designs look similar in the upcoming HBO series? Whatever your thoughts are about that, do let me know. Okay, with that down, let's move on here. So, I wanted to bring this up on today's video because this is so damn frustrating as a content creator. I'm constantly online, I'm constantly scouring the internet and social media looking for the latest Harry Potter content, news stories, discussion, topics for us to talk about here on the channel. And I'm constantly coming across these articles online that lure you in with a really exciting title, and you think that, you know, it's giving you some brand new news about the Harry Potter series, and you click on it. Oh wait, it's a fake article. The title has nothing to do with the article. It's completely fake. It's the old switcheroo, the clickbait title. I almost had heart palpitations because I came across this article title yesterday. So Deadpool star announced as Lord Voldemort in Harry Potter. Then they put up a picture of Deadpool, right? So Deadpool star, who stars as Deadpool? Ryan Reynolds, right? Ryan Reynolds. Announced as Lord Voldemort in the Harry Potter series. So any average person who's reading that title, right off the bat, Deadpool star, Ryan Reynolds, announced as Lord Voldemort in the Harry Potter series. So you would come to the conclusion by reading that Ryan Reynolds has been cast as Voldemort in the upcoming HBO series. That's what that's basically what this title is saying. Then you go down into the article. It has been 1 year since Deadpool star was officially announced as the new Lord Voldemort in the Harry Potter series. So again, they're continuing to say that the Deadpool star has officially been announced as Lord Voldemort. Okay. Then it says Succession star Matthew McFadden, so it's not Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, was confirmed to play the iconic villain in the brand new full cast audio series. So it's not until you get down to this part of the article here, then it does the switcheroo and says, oh wait a minute, it's not Ryan Reynolds, and we're not talking about the HBO series. But the actual title there would lead you to believe that we're talking about the HBO series and we're talking about Ryan Reynolds because they put up a picture of Deadpool. So yeah, is it just me, or do you agree with me that this is in fact the old switcheroo kind of clickbait here? And I come across these articles constantly where the title says one thing, you click on it, and then the first couple of sentences, they you know, the actual story is completely different, and it's very frustrating. I come across these all the time. But have you experienced this, guys? Do you come across articles like this, whether it's gaming news, movie news, TV show news, Harry Potter news as well? What do you think about it? Is it just me, or do you agree with me that these kind of titles, these kind of clickbait article titles are all over the place? Whatever your thoughts are about this, I just wanted to see what you think about it. So leave your thoughts and comments about this kind of stuff down below. I would love to hear what you have to say about this. Okay, so up next, moving on to this. New Arabella Stanton, Hermione Granger images via TikTok. The image on the left was edited by me with the Hogwarts uniform. Is it just me, or is she already beginning to look older? And we did talk about this on the channel, that the kids are going to be aging out of the roles pretty damn quickly. They're already moving on filming season 2 this very month, the Chamber of Secrets. And yeah, I mean, I guess she is beginning to look older than before already. I mean, the previous images that we saw, just these images alone, she is beginning to look a little bit older. I do have to admit, and some people on social media have been making those comments saying, wow, these new images, she does look a little bit older already, which is, you know, cause for concern when you don't want the kids to age out of the roles. And like I said, we talked about that a lot on the channel yesterday, about the, you know, them needing to shoot the seasons quickly. And if you're interested in that video, do check it out on the channel, yesterday's video, talking more about filming on season 2 and the kids aging out of their roles. If you're interested, like I say, that video was up on the channel yesterday. So yeah, I do want to make it clear, this image on the left, this is an edited version of the image. We'll check out the original in a minute. So I made this edited version. I decided to change the clothing for Hogwarts, the Hogwarts uniform. She's also waving at the camera and she's got a smile on her face. I thought it was much nicer than the original image, which we'll check out in a sec. So yeah, I think that's a pretty nice image. It looks pretty nice. Then we've got an original image on the right from TikTok. So this is an unedited image. This is what it originally looks like. And she's got a kind of, I'm not kind of sure. She's not really smiling, not really sad. It's kind of a neutral kind of facial expression. But again, she does appear to be a little bit older than those previous images that we've looked at before. So yeah, the image on the left is edited by me, the image on the right is an original image. Then down below, you can see for comparison here, this is an original image from her TikTok account as well, wearing a kind of denim jacket with her arms crossed. She looks very sad or upset or kind of pouty, like she's just been told off, like she's been in trouble. But then again, being Hermione Granger, you never know, she may have been up to no good. Who knows? But yeah, it looks like someone stuck her in front of the camera, took a picture, and she doesn't look too happy about it. So that's the original unedited version. Then, like I say, above on the left, waving with the Hogwarts uniform and the smile on her face. That's the edited version that I decided to make out of that image down below there. So there we go, guys. What do you think about those two new images? This one on the right, this one down below. Do you think that she looks a little bit older than previous images? What do you think of them in general? And what do you think about the edited version that I created as well of her wearing the Hogwarts uniform? I think it looks quite nice, actually. It came out better than I thought it would. So yeah, let me know what you think about those images down below in the comment section. Okay, let's move on to the main topic of today's video, and we're going to be talking about this. So HBO's Harry Potter has more writing on it than any fantasy series ever, and this article is very fascinating. It goes into basically how much is on the line, how much they're kind of gambling on this series when it comes to the Harry Potter IP, compared to other big fantasy series, you know, like Percy Jackson, Rings of Power, things like that, other notable kind of big fantasy kind of IPs and properties within the same kind of pop culture zeitgeist that Harry Potter kind of falls into here. Harry Potter already had huge pressure to live up to its previous adaptations. Absolutely, that cannot be understated how universally beloved the Harry Potter movies are, regardless of the fact that the movies left out so much of what was in the books. You know, some of the important plot points because of the time constraints. Those movies are so universally beloved. You know, that this series has a massive, it has to live up to a massive amount before it's even compared itself to other fantasy kind of properties within the same genre. Just living up to its own movies, the series, is going to be a difficult task, but now it has to battle these other big fantasy epic streaming shows as well. So, but it now has to live up to other IPs in the fantasy genre as well, like we were just saying. And, you know, when you think of the shows of recent years, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, Percy Jackson, The Wheel of Time, The Witcher, The Sandman, these shows are massive and they look like cinematic quality shows. I mean, the amount of money they're spending on these shows in this day and age is ridiculous, but Harry Potter has to try and live up and try to succeed some of these shows. And, you know, it's a tall task, but the love and commitment they've put into this show, I believe they can do it. So, cinematographer Adriana Goldman, who worked on the Harry Potter series, revealed that the show has become more expensive than Prime Video's The Lord of the Rings prequel. This is eye-opening, particularly because Rings of Power is about to go into its third season. Warner Brothers has thrown money at the project, hopefully ensuring that some quality comes out of it. I don't think we have to doubt that whatsoever. I mean, they alleviated those fears, and I think in some part, the reason they put out that Finding Harry Potter, the magic behind the craft, the documentary, I think the reason they put that out in some part was to alleviate the concerns of the quality on this show. They wanted to show the love, the dedication, the craftsmanship behind the series, you know, when it comes to building the sets, when it comes to the cinematography, when it comes to costume design. They did a beautiful job in that short documentary, you know, laying out the love, the commitment, the time, the effort, the blood, sweat and tears that they're pouring into the show, and it alleviated those concerns of a lot of fans that they had, that there's not going to be the quality that's required in the series. And again, the documentary did a beautiful job of kind of alleviating some of those fears, and it did exactly what it needed to. So, as far as money allocation is concerned, this is good news. There is no point in bringing Harry Potter back into the zeitgeist if everything is going to be on a green screen. Practical sets are part of the reason the originals came to life, and it appears that the HBO series is following in the same vein. Even so, the mere scale of how much money is being used could be a cause for concern. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing as well, the practical sets over green screen. Don't get me wrong, they will be using green screens to some degree. I mean, for example, when you're filming on the set of Diagon Alley, you would place green screens at certain points to fill in some of the background, but 95% of the set is going to be a practical Diagon Alley set. But as and where you need to, you would put up a green screen to add in those CGI effects when you need to. But yeah, most of what we see is going to be practical, and absolutely that's what you need to do. Because if you do all CGI sets, it's going to come off looking very cartoonish and very goofy. So going practical is the way to go, but obviously that comes with a price tag as well. To Prime Video's credit, Rings of Power isn't an entire redo of the franchise films, though it utilizes many of the same characters. I've talked about this on the channel so many times. It basically, people's main gripe with the Rings of Power is it basically takes Tolkien's work, its lore and its canon, and basically puts it into a food blender, grinds it up, and, you know, characters are appearing where they shouldn't be in the timeline, and different events and different characters are appearing where they shouldn't be. To me, it's not so much of a big deal. I'm not a Lord of the Rings book purist, so for me, it's not really a big deal. The show is largely an original story that is given quite a bit of freedom. HBO's Harry Potter is quite the opposite. Yeah, so where it's completely different to the Rings of Power takes a lot of liberties in the book. So different characters are showing up when they shouldn't be, different events are taking place out of order and out of the timeline. But when it comes to the HBO Harry Potter series, it's been marketed as a book-accurate adaptation. And along with that comes the hugely added pressure to make sure that characters are showing up when they should be, that events are taking place when they should be, that the canon is adhered to, that the lore and the timeline and the backstory, all the details are accurate to the books. Because if you start to mess that up as the seasons progress, the fans are going to be quick to jump on it, the backlash will be swift, and you know what book purists are like, man. If something doesn't add up, if something's not correct to the book, people will spot it within a matter of minutes, and you know, the social media backlash is going to be pretty swift on that. So book accuracy continues to be the party line at Warner Brothers, even when some decisions are less popular than others. The trouble with this version is that it has to be different from its predecessor, while also trying to stay true to the books, putting it in a strange limbo of adaptation. And this brings a very good point to the surface. The fact that the series has to be different enough from the movies to be its own standalone thing, but it also has to adapt the books. So it has to be different from the movies, but it also has to be accurate enough to adapt the books accurately. So it's kind of between the books and the movie. So it's kind of in this kind of limbo state, which brings up an interesting point of conversation. The biggest challenge, however, appears to be the ages of the lead actors, which we did talk about on the channel yesterday. Stranger Things already encountered the difficulty of sticking to the consistent schedule in its new streaming age. And remember those memes that were going around of the latest season of Stranger Things, where they were showing what the child actors looked like before and what they looked like in the latest season, and they basically went from children to adults, and there was like memes around on social media, which was hilarious because the kids basically just aged out of the role and they look completely different. So when working with child actors, they age visibly faster, throwing off the continuity of the show that's supposed to take place year after year. I mean, a really interesting article there talking about just again how much they're putting on the line in terms of the time, the effort, the manpower, the resources, the financial commitment as well. But I do think it's going to pay off. I think it will. I think people are going to fall in love with these kids. I think they're going to fall in love with this series. And I think after season 1, all of our fears about the show is going to be alleviated, and we're going to be looking forward to season 2. And I think the viewership from season 1 to season 2 is going to grow. And I think this show is going to be the biggest show in the world. And I think ultimately their investment is going to pay off with this show. I don't know that for sure, but I think that's what's going to happen. You know, that's what I think is going to happen. But there we go, guys. So that's kind of breaks down all of our news for today's video. So what do you think about this article that we just read as well, about how much is riding on Harry Potter and the fact that it sits in this kind of strange limbo between adapting the books but being different from the movies at the same time? So it's kind of a tricky line to tread, but based on everything we've seen so far, I think they're doing a great job with adapting the books and kind of being different from the movies at the same time. But jump down in the comment section, leave your thoughts, your comments, your theories, your opinions on everything we've covered in today's video. And again, thank you for continuing to support the content. I really do appreciate that. Before you leave, do make sure you hit the like button. Do become a subscriber if you haven't done so far. There's a lot of you guys that still haven't subscribed, so make sure you do, guys, to help support the content and the channel. I would really appreciate that. And also hit that notification button so you can stay up to date and you get alerted every time I upload a new video about the Harry Potter series. You don't want to miss any of that exciting content. And with all that good stuff down, as always, I will see you guys in the very next video.